Plants exhibit an astonishing diversity of forms and functions, a testament to their remarkable adaptability to various environments. While the primary roles of the stem are typically to provide structural support for the leaves, flowers, and fruits, and to facilitate the transport of water, minerals, and synthesized food, many plants have evolved specialized stems that deviate significantly from this conventional structure. These highly adapted forms are known as the stem modifications, allowing the plant to perform additional vital functions essential for survival and propagation. These modifications arise as evolutionary response to the specific environmental pressures or to enhance the reproductive efficiency, whether it is to store crucial resources, survive harsh conditions, protect against threats, facilitate climbing, or even take over the primary role of photosynthesis. Modified stems showcase the incredible plasticity of plant morphology. They can be found growing underground, creeping along the soil surface, or prominently displayed in the air, each type uniquely tailored to meet a particular. Stem modifications in angiosperms are primarily categorized based on their habitat or the position relative to the ground. This classification helps in understanding the distinct adaptations and functions associated with each type. The three main categories are underground, subaerial, and aerial stem modifications. In underground stem modifications, the stems grow entirely or mostly beneath the soil surface. Their primary function often include storage of food, perennation, that is survival during unfavorable conditions like winter or drought, and vegetative propagation. Examples include rhizomes, tubers, corms, and bulbils. The subaerial stem modifications. Here the stems grow partially above the ground and partially below or just along the surface. They are typically weak and herbaceous, and their main function is rapid vegetative propagation and spreading of the plant. Examples include runners, stolons, suckers, and offsets. Aerial stem modifications. These are the modifications of the stem or its buds that occur entirely above the ground. Their functions are diverse and include providing support for climbing, protection against herbivores, carrying out photosynthesis, and vegetative propagation. Examples include stem tendrils, thorns, phylloclades, cladodes, and bulbils. The stem modifications will be discussed in three different episodes. This will be the first part which deals with the underground stem modifications. The underground stem modifications are the specialized structures in the plants where the stem grows beneath the soil surface. These modifications primarily serve for food storage, pollination, and vegetative propagation. Unlike roots, underground stems possess characteristics like nodes, internodes, and buds which distinguish them morphologically. Rhizome is a modified horizontal underground stem that typically grows parallel to the soil surface. Examples are ginger, turmeric, and canna. Rhizomes are characterized by the underground and horizontal growth. This is the most defining characteristic feature, unlike typical stems that grow vertically above the ground. Rhizomes grow horizontally entirely underground. They possess nodes and internodes. As a modified stem, a rhizome retains the fundamental structure of the stem featuring distinct nodes and internodes. This is a key differentiating factor from roots which lack nodes and internodes. They bear scaly leaves. At each node, small scaly leaves, often non-green and inconspicuous, are typically present, which are characteristic of the stem, not the roots. Presence of buds, that is axillary and terminal. Rhizomes bear buds in the axils of the scaly leaves, that is axillary buds, and often terminal bud at the tip. These buds are crucial for the growth of the new aerial shoots and roots. The food storage. A primary function of the rhizome is to store reserve food material. This stored energy allows the plant to survive unfavorable conditions and provide the energy for the new growth when the conditions become suitable. This is why many edible rhizomes like ginger and turmeric are thick and fleshy. Vegetative propagation. Rhizomes are highly effective organs for asexual reproduction. If a piece of rhizome is separated and it contains at least one node with a bud, it can develop into a new plant genetically identical to the parent plant. The adventitious roots grow downwards from the nodes of the rhizome, anchoring the plant and absorbing water and nutrients, often brownish in color. Since they are typically underground and not exposed to the sunlight, rhizomes generally lack chlorophyll and appear brownish, unlike green aerial stems. Corms are the short, vertical, swollen, and solid underground stem. It is often spherical or ovoid in shape with a flattened base. Examples are gladiolus, colocasia, etc. The characteristic features of the corms includes solid fleshy stem tissue. The most crucial distinguishing feature of the corm is it is a solid swollen underground stem made up of homogeneous parenchyma cells rich in stored food, that is primary starch. Unlike rhizomes which grow horizontally, corms typically grow vertically in the soil. Like all true stems, corms possesses distinct nodes and internodes. These are visible as the circular rings on the corm surface. The corm is usually covered by dry papery scale-like leaves. These are the remnants of the old leaf bases from the previous growing season and serve as protective function, preventing water loss and offering some defense against the pests. Corms bear a prominent apical bud at the top, which gives rise to the main shoot, that is, the leaves and flowers, in the next growing season. Axillary buds are also present in the axils of the scaly leaves, and these can develop into the new corms, often called as cormels or cormlets. The primary function of the corm is to store food reserves, enabling the plant to survive unfavorable conditions and provide initial energy for new growth. Many corms are annually replaced. As the plant grows and flowers, the old corm is used up and travels away. A new corm typically forms on the top or beside the old one, often with a small cormels developing around the base of the new corm. The adventitious roots arise from the base of the corm, that is, the basal plate, and grow downwards into the soil. A stem tuber is a swollen, fleshy underground tip of a specialized underground branch, often a stolon. It lacks a definite shape. Example is potato. The tubers are characterized by the enlarged, fleshy underground stem, which is the most prominent feature. A stem tuber is a swollen, thickened part of an underground stem that stores large quantities of food, primarily starch. They possess eyes, that is, with the nodes and buds. Tubers clearly exhibit the characteristic feature of the stem. The depressions on their surface, commonly called as the eyes, are actually the nodes. Each eye typically contains several axillary buds in the axil of a minute scaly leaf, though the scaly leaf itself is often inconspicuous. These buds can sprout into new shoots. There is no terminal bud. Unlike a rhizome, which often has a distinct terminal bud at its growing tip, a typical stem tuber like potato forms at the end of the stolon and does not have a prominent terminal bud that contains the main axis growth. The eyes are distributed all over the surface. There is no basal plate. Unlike corms or bulbs, tubers do not have a distinct basal plate from which roots and shoots originate. Roots and new shoots can arise from the eyes, that is, the nodes directly. The adventitious roots, if the tuber sprouts, adventitious roots will develop from the base of the new shoot that emerge from the eyes. The primary function is to store reserve food materials, chiefly starch, which is the plant utilizes for the pollination, that is surviving unfavorable seasons and for the growth of the new plant. Stem tubers are highly effective in vegetative propagation. If a tuber is cut into pieces, as long as each piece contains at least one eye, that is node with a bud, it can grow into a complete new plant, which is genetically identical to the parent plant. This is how the potatoes are commonly propagated. A bulb is a highly condensed disc-like underground stem from which numerous fleshy, scaly leaves arise. Examples are onion and garlic. The characteristic features of the bulb are they have reduced discoid stem, that is the basal plate. The actual stem of the bulb is compressed into a very small flattened disc-shaped structure at the base of the bulb. This is often called as the basal plate. This reduced stem tissue bears the other parts of the bulb. The majority of the bulb's mass is made up of thick, fleshy, concentric layers of modified leaves, often called as the scales. These leaves are where the plant stores its food reserves. These scales can be tunicate. These have dry, papery outer layer that protect the inner fleshy scales, which are arranged in continuous concentric rings. Examples are onion and garlic. In non-tunicate bulbs, these lack the protective outer tunic and have loosely arranged overlapping fleshy leaves, making them appear more scaly. Example is lily. The terminal bud is present at the center of the reduced stem and will grow into a main aerial shoot in the next growing season, whereas the axillary buds are found in the axils of the fleshy scales. These buds can develop into smaller new bulbs, often called as bulblets, which can be separated to propagate new plants. The roots are typically adventitious and emerge from the underside of the basal plate, anchoring the bulb and absorbing water and nutrients. Like other underground modified stems, bulbs are crucial for pollination, allowing the plant to survive adverse environmental conditions. They function as vital food storage organs. Bulbs are highly effective for vegetative propagation. The development of bulblets from axillary buds allows rapid multiplication of the plant, producing clones of the parent plant. Many plants that form bulbs are perennials, completing their life cycle over multiple years, using the stored energy in the bulb to regrow each season.